Hi there, I hope you guys are doing great. In this video, we are going to solve type error and value error by first understanding why this error comes, and we will then try to solve it. So if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon. So let's continue. So I'm going to use the Titanic dataset, and I have this dataset in DF, and I can see that there is a fair column which contains the dollar fair values in it. So we are going to use this, and we will do some aggregation on this fair column. Say we will apply group by, and we will apply group by the P class and see the mean values of this fair. Okay, so let's do that. So what I am doing is I'm just doing group by based on the P class, and I'm aggregating the fair column with mean. Now let's execute this. Now we see that we are getting the type error, and let's dig down and try to see what this type error is representing over here. So it is saying aggregate function failed. Why did it fail? How mean? How can we do mean? Because the data type is object. So that is what it is trying to say here. So our data type for the fair, where we want to do this mean operation, it is an object. So that is why it is not able to do the aggregation. So we can verify this by simply doing df.info, and let's see the data type of fair, and we see it is an object. So this means we can generalize this type error. So type error comes when you are performing any aggregation or any calculation on a variable which is not the expected variable into integer or float, but it is actually some other data type, like it could be boolean or it could be object, for example. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to convert this object data type, in our case, to a float value. So we will just do that. So let's try to do that over here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the fair column, just applying as type float, so that all the values in this variable is converted to float from object. So let's execute this. So on simply executing it with conversion to float, I'm getting a value error. Now let's dig down and try to see what this value error means over here. So value error says could not convert string to float. So this is a string, it is an object, and we are trying to convert it to float. But you see that there is a dollar sign over here. So that is the reason it is not able to convert the string to float. Had it been the case that there is no dollar sign, it would have been able to, most probably be able to convert it if there is no other cleaning issue. So this is a cleaning issue, guys. So you need to clean this. You need to remove this dollar sign from the string, and then you have to convert it. So let's try to do that. So now I'm going to just remove this dollar sign. I'm going to use str, then replace function, and then I'm just typing dollar, replace it with an empty string, and then I'm applying regex as false. If I would have given regex as true, then I have to pass the regex suitable variable instead of dollar. Okay, so I have to look in the documentation, or if I know the pattern, I can type in like that, but I'm not using because it's just a single loop, so it is good to keep it simple. And then I'm applying as type as float like we did earlier, and this should work now. So I'm going to execute this. So first let's check whether the dollar sign is removed or not. So I'm just going to see the top 5 rows with df.head, and I see that dollar sign is removed. But let's also check what is the data type of this. So data type is float as we require. So we have cleaned it. By cleaning this, we remove the value error, and by converting successfully from object to float, we remove the type error. Okay, Now let's perform the aggregation function that we were earlier trying to do that, and let's execute it. And now I can see my aggregate function is working fine without any type error. Let us do a quick recap so that it is. So we get the type error when we are performing any calculation or any aggregation on a variable which is not a numerical format like integer or float. Okay, so what we have to do to solve it, we have to convert it to the numerical, that is integer or a float format. And when we get a value error, we get a value error when we are not able to convert a object type to a float type, for example. So in case if there is any dollar sign present or any particular special character like comma, any punctuation for example is present in the integer or float, then we have to remove that in order to solve the value error, so that we are able to successfully convert it into float type, etc. So that's all guys. I hope you guys like this video. Please do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.